7 is your final, and for Max Muncy, his third career 7 RBI game. Wow. Meantime, Ohtani's last 2 starts. So 1 inning apiece, only a couple of hits, the 1 run, obviously, in that first start. 18 pitches this time out.
He got the homer and the triple out of the way. I didn't like this. I mean, he couldn't pull off the cycle. Come on, Shohei. Start the game, hit a cycle. I want to see that happen.
Listen, it's just good to see Ohtani in there. 26 home run, obviously, we can mention. But like you said, Rick, he has such an infectious joy when he's pitching. He's told people that's what he really loves more than anything is being on that mound. So it shouldn't be a surprise he's there. I'm just thrilled it's back because we thought maybe All-Star break later towards the trade deadline. The fact it's late June, we're wanting Ohtani pitch, it's awesome.
It's cool to see him out there and building himself up. But, obviously, to your point, we would like to see him start to spread this thing out, get a few more innings under his belt. I think the fact that, he went out there today and obviously was able to dominate in that 1 inning. Maybe they just wanted to kind of let him, okay, now you feel a little bit more like yourself. Now we can start to build you up. We'll see what happens over the long haul. But honestly, him being able to do that and then go out there and swing the bat the way that he does without skipping a beat. I mean, it really is impressive. All the rehab, everything he's had to do to get to this point, to get back on the bump, and he's still hitting like one of the best, if not the best hitter in all of baseball. Obviously, the year Aaron Judge is having, makes him number 1. But it is really impressive to see a guy who can put in the type of work that it takes to get to this level and excel at this level doing 2 different things.
As a former catcher yourself, how much fun would it be to catch Ohtani?
Oh, my gosh. It would be fantastic. Are you kidding me? With his, honestly, with his arsenal, with his weapons that he has at his disposal, that would really be a fun thing. I mean, look, I got to catch Jacob deGrom. It's before he was throwing 103, obviously. Yeah. But, you get to catch certain guys, and they have stuff, but that's one of them. I mean, that would certainly be one of those times where you get to catch someone and you get to go back and, when you're a little older, you can tell your kids, you can tell your grandkids, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. That would be who Shohei Ohtani is.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cutter struck him out. Ohtani strikes out 2, and he leaves Wood at second base. Deep left center field. This ball heading back to the wall. This ball is gone! It's a grand slam! Maxwell swinging the silver hammer, flips the score, and the Dodgers now lead it 4-3. That's the first grand slam hit by a Dodger this season. Fair down the first baseline. In to score is Kim. Conforto right behind him. Here comes Dalton rushing. Around second and on his way to third with a bases clearing triple is Shohei Ohtani.
Wow. Shohei Ohtani show, right? Yes, I'm going to start with Max Muncy. Not Shohei Ohtani. I'm going to give him his due because he hit that grand slam. First grand slam by a Dodger all season long. I would have thought they already had like 4 or 5. I really would have. But it was Max Muncy that's turned it on ever since they went to Miami. Ever since he's put on his glasses, he has really done a nice job with the bat, keeping everything fair, being selective, but being also a little bit more aggressive than he was at one point earlier in the season. And I think that's really played for him. Now let's touch on the inevitable. Shohei Ohtani, yesterday, 18 pitches in the first inning, was able to bail out Mookie Betts on a pop-up that he clanked in the infield, and then after that, it was strikeout. As a matter of fact, Mookie could say, you know what, I did you a favor, I did you good. You got more pitches in, you got 2 strikeouts, he recorded his first strikeout of the season. His slider was on, Steve, and his bat was on as well. The fans got their money's worth, as you better get there early. But they got their money's worth with Shohei Ohtani yesterday.
They certainly did. And it's so funny because, it becomes all about Shohei Ohtani on the day that he pitches. And, oh, by the way, he drives in 5 runs. That Max Muncy's kind of like, what does a guy have to do around here? 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Listen, they drove in 12 of the 13. And Ohtani tripling and, flying around the bases, clearing the bases, a big part of that production. And you see Ohtani with the slide, right? Not putting his hand on the ground to keep that shoulder protected from the injury and the surgery. Also going feet first with it all. But Ohtani on the mound and 18 pitches. And the question is, where do they go the next time? Likely he goes 2 innings next time around would be my guess as they slowly start to progress to get him ready to go. But the Dodgers win. They're now 3.5 game lead on the San Francisco Giants, 5 games up on the San Diego Padres. And, you know, it's funny where it seemed like the gap had been closed. They've now separated. And the good news is Tyler Glass now on a rehab assignment. He threw a 2-inning rehab assignment. He's working his way back to joining the Major League team. At some point, Blake Snell will work his way back to be part of that as well. So some interesting stuff with all of that. The Dodgers continuing to roll.
Steve, I think it's really interesting to mention because 2 for 19 he was from the first start to the last start. I love Shohei Ohtani in the leadoff spot. We talked about this earlier, and because we are the leadoff spot,
yes,
and we had this conversation.
We're experts on the leadoff spot. Yes,
we are, and you know, and I think people listen. When Shohei Ohtani pitches at home
or on the road,
should he? Yeah, or even on the road as a leadoff guy. I don't mind him leading off on the road. Off on the road. But at home, should Shohei Ohtani actually not hit leadoff? Maybe, let's say, hit second when there's a left-handed pitcher against them and hit third when it's a right-handed pitcher?
I think it makes sense. Yeah, it would make sense because what Ohtani's doing when he's pitching at home, he starts the game on the mound. At the end of the inning, he doesn't even go into the dugout. He goes over, gets in the on-deck circle, hands his glove and his hat to somebody, puts on a helmet, puts on his arm guard, and then, you know, it takes a half a swing and goes up the home plate because of the pitch timer, the clock on it as well in between innings. And so, you know, there's no real rest for him there. The notion to just come into the dugout and sit down for a minute, really third would be even better. That way he could actually sit for a couple seconds before he'd have to grab his bat and his helmet to get up into the batter's box. It just feels to me like that would give him a little bit of a break and to catch his breath some, because what we've seen, again, it's very small sample size, but in the 2 games in which he pitched at home, he struck out in his first at bat after pitching and going right to the on deck circle. Now, listen, it didn't affect him later in the game, but I do think that it might benefit him to be able to get that break.
How about if the Dodgers just turn on the sprinkler system or something and buy him some
Good
time?
idea.
Or maybe
that's an excellent idea. Right.
Or maybe just have somebody just jump on the field and start running to see the security. Yeah, there's a little distraction.
Deep, going back low at the fence, jumping up, gone, a home run! Wetzel Perez again from the right side. Big 2-run home run here in the 7th. The Tigers take a 3-1 lead. Right field deep off the bat of Parker Meadows. Watch that one fly. Gone! Oh, man! Tigers with 5 straight rockets. Double, single. Parker Meadows with a 3-run shot.
Play well. I mean, we can pitch. We usually defend. We can put up a pretty good fight against the starting pitchers, and we'll play our 27 outs. But we're not trying after a win total in June, or we're not really after sort of any recognition on what we're doing. We just reset and play the next series. So I love this team for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is that we come to play every day.
Yeah, and that's the voice of A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Detroit Tigers, and he's right. Look, it's a very athletic team. It's a team that's been playing really well all season long. Guys have been unselfish. Through injuries, they still have been able to put it together. And yesterday, you look at the cycle that they hit in the 9th inning when Seal Perez comes up big. Parker Meadows, home run from the 8th spot, comes up big as well. He's going to play a big part in this thing. I think the outfielders, Riley Green, what he's done all season long, most likely headed to the All-Star game with the way he has played. It's a very, very good team, a balanced team, a team that matches well against righties and lefties. And yesterday, when the rain came down, you can blame it on the rain, Tampa, as the Detroit Tigers started scoring all those runs, 6 total runs in the top half of the 9th inning.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that a Milli Vanilli reference? Blame it on the rain. Wasn't that their song?
Did I just lip sync that? Did I lip sync that?
I think you lip synced that entire breakdown right there. Maybe. That was so impressive. You were right in sync with it, too. I thought it was very well done on your part. By the way, Riley Green, 3 hits in the game yesterday, scored a couple runs. Every inning in which the Tigers scored, he led off with a base hit. And then he made some defensive plays, sliding catches, running into foul territory to make a play on a ball, leaping into the wall, going over the wall. Like, he was all over the field. And, I talked about this earlier, that when I have 4 boys, when they would go out and play, no matter what sport, they go out and be the best player on the field. Riley Green was the best player on the field yesterday. Muncy Perez homered, no doubt. But you're talking about a guy that made 3 outstanding defensive plays, had 3 hits in the game, scored a couple runs, set the tone, and he is emerging as a star. Like, we've seen him be a good player, grow into being a very good player, and there's another level in there, and now we're seeing it both offensively and defensively. Eduardo, he is one of the bright young stars and just such a nice young man as well.
He really is. I'm just going to lobby for this. Actually, next Sunday we'll be in Detroit. Sunday Night Baseball will be in Detroit next week. Just lobbying on behalf of everybody in Puerto Rico. Riley, your mom's Puerto Rican. Let's go. You're going to play for Team Puerto Rico, or are you going back to
World
Team
Baseball
USA?
Classic.
That he did.
Oh, recruiting.
Yeah, you got to throw it out there. Got to put a little pressure from the fan base as well. We want you on Team PR. Let's go. Beltran, give him the call. Let's go.
Interesting. A little recruiting going on there for the World Baseball Classic.
I know
this
D-Rod's going to
upcoming
be
year.
all over him, too.